An overview trailer for Super Mario Party Jamboree has just dropped, which reveals a ton of new info from the game. But if that wasn't enough, there's even more to be seen over on the Japanese website, such as my personal favorite bit of new info, the confirmation of a single-player story mode, which is something I asked for in a previous video on the subject. So, thanks Nintendo. But even that news was topped by an even crazier reveal, an official Mario Party competitive rule set implemented in-game. Stay tuned to find out what it is. Let's go over both the new overview trailer and the new info from the website and have one final discussion about Super Mario Party Jamboree before its much anticipated release. The new trailer opens with a look at this game's board gimmicks, giving us a close look at each new board's main attraction. Mega Wiggler Tree Party will revolve around a Wiggler with spaces on his back that can move around if summoned by the Wiggler Bell, which will change the main path of the board. This opens up a new avenue for strategy by being able to literally change the board's paths if you play accordingly. I think there may be other ways to make the Wiggler move besides the Wiggler Bell, but at the moment, I don't know for sure if there is. There wasn't anything new mentioned about Roll'em Raceway, but as we already know, that board's gimmick revolves around moving quickly around a giant racetrack board, gaining a boost from the insane quadruple dice block item. Then we see that Goomba Lagoon's already established changing of the tides will change paths and cause you to be removed from your space should the tide rise while you're on a sinking area. Seems like changing paths is a recurring gimmick in this game. While it wasn't shown in this trailer, there's also something going on with the volcano erupting with fire or gold Goombas. We don't yet know the extent of how these affect the game. Then we see Rainbow Galleria, the main gimmick there being flash sales that cut the prices of items and stars. Lastly, we see King Bowser's Keep, which shows Bowser adding more Bowser spaces to the board, even going so far as to overwrite a lucky face with his own ugly mug. I doubt all Bowser does on this board is just add more Bowser spaces, so we'll just have to wait and see what else he has in store. Then we see Western Land and Mario's Rainbow Castle, which show that their own gimmicks remain unchanged from their original incarnation. From what I can see, while these boards all have their own distinct gimmicks and identities, they all, except one, play like standard Mario Party where a star spawns somewhere on the map and you have to go and find it. While this makes for consistent gameplay, I do kind of wish we got some kind of cool, really gimmicky board. Perhaps one in the vein of Windmillville from Mario Party 7, which challenged players to invest their coins in windmills, with the player with the most coins in any respective windmill becoming the owner of that windmill, and taking ownership of all stars associated with the property. I think the only board that doesn't have regular star spaces is Mario's Rainbow Castle, where the way to get the star is to get to the end of the path and grab one from Toad, with Toad switching with Bowser after either a star is purchased or a happening space is hit. Bowser is visited instead of Toad, you lose a star. That's the most gimmicky board in the game in terms of how you get stars, and it's not even a new board. Next, we see about 5 seconds of a mode called Yoshi's Mountain Race. Strange that they showed so little of this, but I mean, looks pretty simple. It's a race on Yoshi's on a mountain. Looks pretty fun to me. Next, we see Jamboree Buddies, which is Jamboree's new ally system that gets characters not involved in the game you're playing involved as NPCs. The way we get these team members is to achieve victory in a minigame, which makes them feel much more earned than the previous way of getting allies, which is just you happen to land on an ally space. What I find interesting about this buddy system is that the benefit you get from the character is tied to the character itself. For example, Donkey Kong shoots you out of a barrel. Mario Party is often a game where the character you play as doesn't actually have any different stats or characteristics, and sometimes the series has flirted with the idea of certain characters being different on a gameplay level, which usually leads to some characters becoming incredibly overpowered. I think the buddy system is a fun way of giving certain characters certain characteristics without having it affect the gameplay too much. This still may influence what character you play as. For example, let's say Donkey Kong's barrel benefit is like super OP. You might have some players intentionally picking Donkey Kong as their player character just so another player can't take advantage of that buddy system. The biggest positive to the buddy system is that it allows the playable characters to be present and even important to a match, even if that character is not chosen as a contestant in a given game. And it also gives us a great opportunity for references to each character. Oh yeah, buddies also allow you to purchase 2 items and even 2 stars. I really hope that feature is balanced properly. Next, we get a look at the minigames. The most important piece of info here is the way the game handles motion controls. Unlike the original Super Mario Party, motion controls are optional. However, some minigames are still completely reliant on motion controls. If you look closely at the fine print, you'll see that motion control minigames will just not show up if you don't have motion controls on. This is a simple and effective solution to the motion control problem, if you ask me. Something that I want to know about minigames is, can we, while setting up the game, individually select which minigames appear in a given round of Mario Party? I think that rather than just no motion control minigames or only play the easy minigames, I would prefer that we can just decide which minigames we want and don't want to appear in a given game. I mostly want this because I want to get rid of button mashers in my game. Seriously, I hate button mashers so much, and I just want to take those ones out, okay? Next, we get a glimpse at a bunch of motion control side modes, including a game where you flap like a bird, one where you get a ball through a maze by moving around objects, and a crazy kitchen-themed game where you have to do all sorts of wacky movements to achieve victory. I think the reason these modes will succeed is that the developers separated it from the main Mario Party mode. That way, if someone is in the mood for wacky motion control minigames, they can go out of their way to select that mode. Also, since these aren't a part of the main Mario Party, the developers had the freedom to fully take them to their fullest. Next, we get a look at the online modes. First is the Cupathlon, which sees the players playing minigames and moving forward on a path against around 20 other players. And then we see the cooperative Bowser Boom Squad, where you work together with other players to defeat a common enemy, that giant purple Bowser, officially named Imposter Bowser. That's all we got in this new trailer, but there's a few other things that have been confirmed that I would like to discuss as well. There's going to be a currency system in the game. Currently, all we know that we can buy are these little stamps that we can use to make postcards. While these are cool, I'm hoping there's more to buy with the in-game currency. Boss battle minigames have also been confirmed. The only one we've seen so far is a battle against this big bumblebee. It looks similar to how boss battles work in Mario Party 9 and 10, where everyone fights the boss and the winner is the one who beat the boss the best. Where will these boss battles be played? That I'm not so sure. It's possible we will get one to correspond to each board, as this bee battle does look like it could easily take place in Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. Chance Time spaces have been confirmed to be in the game. If you don't know, Chance Time is a space that randomly swaps either coins or stars from one random player to another random player. It is the dumbest game mechanic, not just in Mario Party, but probably in any video game, as it can grant completely undeserved and random wins. While yes, there are a lot of luck-based elements to Mario Party, like luck-based minigames and Bowser randomly taking your star, no Mario Party luck-based element has ever come close to the magnitude of unfairness brought about by Chance Time. All I ask about Chance Time is please give us the option to just play matches without it. On the subject of spaces, I also want to note that the Bad Luck space will also be in the game. I didn't think these would be present since Bowser spaces are back. However, I think Bowser spaces and Bad Luck spaces can coexist, with the Bad Luck spaces being a more minor infraction to the gameplay, like losing a few coins or an item, while the Bowser spaces can be more substantial punishments, like losing stars. Now, this is, in my opinion, one of the most important additions to Super Mario Party Jamboree. Not because of how it's going to affect this game, but because of how it's going to affect how Mario Party is viewed in the gaming sphere. Because of the way that Mario Party Competitive is going to be implemented, it may lead to Mario Party being taken seriously as a competitive game, something I have wanted to see for a long, long time. Basically, within the game, there is a rule set designed to minimize luck and allow the most skilled Mario Party player to prosper. Think of it as the For Glory of Mario Party. The rules of a competitive Mario Party match are as follows: 12 turns, 1 bonus star, but you know what the bonus star is throughout the game. You get an item of your choosing at the beginning of the match. Item shops are limited and can actually run out of items. You get to choose the outcome of a lucky space between getting coins or getting an item. Bowser spaces always result in 1 star lost, and there are no hidden blocks. Apparently, there's even more that we don't yet know. This fixes so much wrong with Mario Party, and I am so glad that an official competitive rule set is in place. I really like how it handles bonus star. First off, the fact that there's only 1 bonus star, and secondly, that you know what it is throughout the game. I usually turn off bonus stars in games that allow me to do so, because I think they just ruin the game under normal circumstances. But a single bonus star that you can plan around getting is both fun and fair. I also like how hidden blocks don't appear. I don't entirely mind hidden blocks that grant coins, but hidden blocks that grant stars are almost chance time levels of game ruining. I do think 12 turns seems a little low, and it's a tad disappointing that the main competitive Mario Party game is relatively short. I personally would have preferred 20 turns. Last but not least, the moment you've all been waiting for, the implementation of Story Mode. I am absolutely thrilled that Story Mode is going to be in this game, but how does it work? It looks to me like the Story Mode revolves around setting up the boards to be played on later. I love how the Story Mode seems to be implementing the boards themselves, but are subverting them in a way that leads to a unique gameplay experience. So many Mario Party games had their Story Mode just be play the regular matches against other CPUs, which is functionally no different than just playing regular matches. It seems to me that the story mode involves you going around the board and performing different quests to gain mini-stars from mini-games. It seems that the objective of the story mode is building the board, similar to Super Mario Maker 2's story mode that had you build a castle. The gameplay revolves around freely roaming the board rather than rolling dice. Not sure entirely if your movement is restricted somehow or if you can just go wherever you want. There's one moment on the website's video where the screen turns purple and Mario looks nervous, which shows me that Imposter Bowser is going to have some significance to the story. We haven't seen much of this story mode, but I'm just glad it's here, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest. So, what does all of this mean? It means this game is going to be fantastic, but it also means something else. This game shows that Nintendo is going with a new approach to their spin-off games, an approach that I have been wanting to see for a long, long time. A big issue I've had not only with recent Mario Party games, but with other Mario Party spin-offs like Mario Kart and the sports games, is that they're just the game themselves without anything else added to it. Like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is great, but it lacks side modes, it lacks single-player content, it's just Mario Kart. It's like the main Mario Party mode is a hamburger, and the other side modes are fries and a soda. Previous games have just been a burger. And there's nothing wrong with a burger, but doesn't it feel a little empty without some fries? I'm glad we're getting fries again. I'm glad we're getting additional content again. What was I talking about? I'm hungry. Hey, if you like this video on Super Mario Party Jamboree, maybe you'd like to see my analysis of the trailer for another upcoming Mario game, Mario and Luigi Brothership. Just check out this video right here. If you like what I do and want to see me do more of it, consider becoming a channel member or checking out my Patreon, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.